just call it. Don't get involved in that, because it's much more common than you think that people get struck by lightning. Having said that, if you're watching this video, that probably means I survived. And if you're not watching this video, then, well, it's been nice. Hey guys, welcome back to another beach clean adventure, and today we're going to, I think, try a rainy day beach clean. And I say I think because I honestly don't know how this weather is going to turn out. The forecast, as it often is when there's a threat of scattered rain showers, but not known downpours on their way, sort of says every hour, oh, there's a 15% chance of rain this hour, there's a 25% chance of rain that hour. I don't know. I guess that should add up to 100% chance of rain, but that might sound even stupider than I think saying it out loud now, and I'm not a mathematician, unfortunately. So I suspect that it will rain because it is pretty cloudy and there's some really dark clouds. And the only thing I'm hoping for, if it does rain, is that it doesn't thunderstorm, because thunderstorms were in the forecast as of yesterday. So I was kind of thinking maybe not to do a beach clean, because as soon as I hear a whiff of thunderstorms, I am out. I'm done. I'm not beach cleaning. And there's a good reason for that. Statistically, people are so much more afraid of sharks at the beach, right? You may have heard that sort of vibe in terms of what people fear. But if you do the math, actually, I think you are 300 times more likely to die from lightning strikes than you are from shark attacks. And again, 300 times sounds like a lot more, right? Because it is. Think how much more double or 3 times something is. 300 times more is quite a lot. So whenever there's a whiff of thunderstorms, like I say, I'm out. But the forecast I checked right before I left, because you should, if there's any threat of any sort of rain or thunder showers, just to make sure. And the thunderstorms were gone in the forecast. And sometimes that doesn't mean that it won't change again, but I drove past a golf course on the way here, and there were a bunch of old people swinging metal clubs on hills. So if the lightning's going to get anybody, because that golf course is about half a mile away, maybe not even, it'll probably get them. Not that I wish that on anyone, but it is kind of a reassurance, because I always worry metal picker, phone, selfie stick. Those are not great things to be swinging around if there's threat of thunderstorms. But if they think it's safe, and there's even some lunatics swimming in the water, and I say lunatics because we've had outbreaks of flesh-eating bacteria in our water locally lately, so I've stopped swimming altogether for this season. I think that's a wrap for me, as much as I love swimming. But people are out, so I guess it's safe. So yeah, we're gonna go for it, and hopefully we don't get too drenched, because I actually think beach cleaning in the rain is really nice this time of year, whether late summer, early autumn, where you can probably see some of the leaves are starting to change, because we've had some cold nights, but it's still pretty warm during the day. It's still in the mid 70s, so you can actually beach clean in a drizzle if the weather is warm enough. And again, it's actually really nice. It's really refreshing if it's humid or a little muggy or hot or whatever the case may be, because it keeps you cool. So I actually like it with a bit of a drizzle to do some beach cleans. And again, you can't do that most of the year, because if it's too cold, that's not going to be fun. You don't want it to be too cold and be soaking wet. So there's only so much more time to get away with beach cleaning in the rain. And I don't know if it actually will rain, so maybe this is all for naught. These are all moot points, but that's just my advice on beach cleaning in the rain. Be super careful. And again, if there's a whiff of thunderstorms in the forecast, just call it. Don't get involved in that, because it's much more common than you think that people get struck by lightning. Having said that, if you're watching this video, that probably means I survived. And if you're not watching this video, then, well, it's been nice. But I think it should be okay. So I'm going to grab my stuff, grab my picker, and we'll run if we hear anything more than just rain showers. But hopefully, yeah, we can enjoy some light rain, maybe not anything too much. I should say as well that one of the cool things about beach cleaning in the rain is that sometimes, especially if there's a lot of runoff water, new stuff will actually be carried down to the ocean, and you can get it right before it gets carried away into the ocean. And it rained yesterday, so some of that stuff might actually already be down here, and it's going to rain, again in a little bit, so we might get some more of that stuff. You can actually, where I live, there's a lot of cliffs and cliff sides, and you can actually sometimes see stuff falling, bottles, caps, just all types of plastic stuff. So yeah, but let's get our stuff and go collect some rainy trash. Well, good news is I did not get struck by lightning. And the better news is that I really didn't get too soaked. It was just a nice little drizzle. I don't even know if you can see it anymore, but it was even hard to pick up on camera, but really just perfect rainy weather, beach clean conditions. I couldn't ask for a better version of beach cleaning in the rain, or in this case, just kind of a mild, modest drizzle. So you never know with the forecast what you actually wind up with. I was coming out here really concerned that I got to be careful with, what with thunderstorms and if and when those, where those might pop up. But yeah, it was quite refreshing actually. So I think as long as you're careful with the forecast, that's really what matters. And in fact, I had a friend texting me during it. She and her husband were fishing and they were saying, "Oh, come fishing." And again, like the swimmers, like the golfers, people fishing, I may be being overly cautious, but I think whenever you're dealing with adverse weather conditions, especially beach cleaning, especially by yourself, you can never really take too many precautions. But yeah, it worked out great. And I just wanted to show a few of my favorite items I found today. Again, as always, there's plenty of stuff out here year round. And particularly in the fall, you get a really interesting nexus of stuff that's left over from the summer, but also stuff that, like I said, runs off from inland sources, whether via streams, tumbling down cliff sides, dunes, that sort of stuff, wind blown, water driven, and rain can carry or sort of bury some of those items. And that's exactly what I found along those lines. I found that sort of nexus, like I said, of just stuff left over from the summer, people coming to the beach and just being trashy. But again, it's a bigger problem than that because there's so much more plastic and just not good beach waste that starts from farther inland. So of course we have, as always, our friends. Well, I guess they're not friends, they're nemesis, I guess. Plastic straws. Those have not gone away despite the straw backlash over the past few years. So it's unfortunate, but it's good to pick these up when you find them, because obviously those can be really damaging to different marine animals that can choke on them. And of course they break down into more smaller microplastics. I found a hat, which unfortunately I don't think is reclaimable. I've yet to find a hat that I can actually reclaim to wear. I found glasses. In fact, these glasses I found beach cleaning a few years ago. if you just sanitize them, then that's what I did with these. Alcohol, scrub them, all that good stuff. They're sometimes perfectly reusable. I have a lighter that I found, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, and I just have it in my house as sort of a house lighter for whatever, candles and whatnot. But worked perfectly good. So again, you never know, especially this time of year when people are leaving fresh stuff at the beach, what you can find. Similarly, you can kind of spot an item like this and say, yeah, this is something that somebody left at the beach, somebody's kid or something, right? So obviously the solution there, having parents be more diligent if they can with their kids to pick up after themselves, because obviously this type of stuff gets buried, gets lost, but it washes up again over time. I thought this was a good example of who knows how this got to the beach, whether it was left here or washed down. But as you can see, this type of takeout restaurant cup, this is an old one. This is probably, I don't know, it might even be not even from this year, because this type of plastic can take a very long time to break down. But as you see, it just sort of frays and fractures into more nonsense waste, unfortunately. These wires, as always, this is a year-round issue, because this gets tangled up in seagrass and other marine habitats. And as you can see, it looks like a rope from far away. And when you think rope, you think hemp fiber, plant fiber, right? But this is clearly some sort of BS plastic, right? It's hard to get in focus with me here, but yeah, you can sort of see the frayed edges. That's all like individual plastic wires woven together. So that's terrible stuff to just have floating around. And unfortunately, a lot of boats and other type of marine crafts or people who are doing marine stuff use that type of stuff, and it gets cut or lost sometimes innocently enough, but it's not great. Take out drink lids, always a common one. Sandal, made of plastic, of course, maybe some rubber in there too, but a lot of plastic. And yeah, typical summer drink cans. I just wanted to show you a couple of the funny ones, I thought. A lot of takeout utensils. These are awful to find, but they're everywhere. But packaging stuff, which I think this is a perfect example of something that washed down to the beach. Don't know how it got to the beach, but it's there, and it's not great for animals to be trying to live with. Similarly, as I was saying with stuff that runs off to the beach, I found 4 or 5 tennis balls. And at first I was thinking, that's kind of odd. I mean, you find tennis balls once in a while you're beach cleaning, because people use them for their dogs and that sort of thing. I think this is maybe the core of a tennis ball. I don't even know, but I found plenty of these too. But lo and behold, there's a tennis court along the cliffs here. Surprise, surprise, sometimes tennis balls, even if they don't get knocked over onto the beach, they get knocked off the court. Like I said, rainwater, wind, whatever, eventually washes them down to the beach, and now they're beach trash. So you might think, oh, I don't litter at the beach, but I lost a tennis ball. But that tennis ball may very well eventually make it down to the beach, right? Which is clearly problematic. A lot of styrofoam stuff that you get from buoys and that sort of thing. And again, this just breaks down to nonsense. I hate it. It's awful. And then stuff that we, again, don't really think about, like caution tape. Plastic winds up at the beach, again, via runoff oftentimes. So yeah, that was the main stuff. And then the last couple fun items of today. Oh, this ribbon is awful. I saw so much seagrass tangled up with ribbon. Again, if animals can't use that for their habitats, you're taking away from that environment, right? That natural marine environment. So it does make a difference to clean locally. Even these little pieces, it adds up. But I found this, unfortunately, broken toy plastic football. It's no longer a plastic toy football. It's now nonsense beach trash, right? And then what I think is a plastic eggshell for, I don't know, what kids use for Easter egg hunting or something. If that started at the beach, if it didn't, I have no idea, but I thought that was weird. So yeah, so some good treasures today. Certainly a mixed bag. I guess pun intended, I don't know. I'm a little exhausted. I was out here at least an hour and a half, so And actually, in retrospect, I kind of wish the rain would start up again because I'd like to cool down a little bit more. But hey, there's going to be plenty of other beach cleans and maybe even sneak in some more rainy ones before it gets too cold. Which means we'll transition, hopefully, because we didn't get too much snow last year, but into snowy beach cleans, which sounds impossible, but I'll make it happen. Trust me, it is a thing, and I do I do have a system for that, so that might be fun to show in maybe a couple months from now. So we still have plenty of time for summery beach cleans until then, and lots of ideas and different events coming up. So thanks everyone for watching. I know we've gained a lot more viewers over the past month or so. So if you're new here, great to have you. Thanks so much for watching, sharing. If you like this type of stuff, please subscribe. That definitely helps. As well with liking and sharing with other people who are curious about beach cleaning, who want to get into beach cleaning. That's really the idea behind these videos. And yeah, it's been really great the last few videos. I've had a lot of people comment either on YouTube or wherever else I share these videos that they're going to start cleaning their local beach or their local neighborhood or whatever. So these little changes, they add up. It's all about getting to a critical mass of awareness and people doing what they can individually, and that adding up together. So yeah, we'll have more beach clean adventures coming soon. Every Friday is the plan. That's what we've been doing so far, and it seems to work pretty well. So hope to see you then, and until next time, stay safe out there, clean well, and hope to see you on the beach soon.